This podcast is a Radio Mike original production. Head to radiomike.com.au to find out more. This episode of Harry Potter and the Boys is brought to you by Radio Mike on Patreon. If you sign up and give us as little as $1 a month, you go a long way to helping us. $1 a month is $12 a year. That's like 3 coffees a year. Come on. If you would get coffee with me 3 times a year, which let's be honest, you probably would because I'm hilarious and really charming and fun, then just jump on the Patreon and give as little as $1 a month. Now, on to the fanfic. 50 years after the final Harry Potter book, Harry Potter is now headmaster of Hogwarts, ready to usher in a brand new generation of witches and wizards. My name's Radio Mike, and I love Harry Potter. In fact, I love Harry Potter so much that when I was a kid, I wrote a series of 7 Harry Potter fan fiction novels. This is book 2 in that series. Welcome to Harry Potter and the Team Wizard Tournament. Everyone, welcome to Harry Potter and the Boys, a fan fiction podcast by me, Radio Mike. This is book 2, Harry Potter and the Team Wizard Tournament, and no end in sight. Sammy Garlepp back after a week away.
I am back. Thank you so much, Mike. There was no end in sight of that intro, was there? I thought I was never going to be brought in, but yeah, it's great to be back. Obviously, last week I had to take a week off. I had a horrible incident with a lawnmower.
Oh, yeah. Jackie mentioned it.
Oh, did she? Because I was just walking along, lawnmower fell straight on my head. And that's why it's maimed half of my face. And right now I've got one of those mad eye eyes in.
You'll see it on the video version of the pod as well.
It was weird because it wasn't even like a normal lawnmower. It was like a ride-on mower. And and it just crushed me. And then I saw like this person running, like a Malfoy-looking person running away. And
that is crazy.
It was crazy, man.
Crazy. One thing we should point out for this episode is that often for the entire duration of this podcast, I think you'd agree, the main issue we have when recording is it always gets really hot in the room we record.
It is really hot. We're in the special mic studio.
Yep. Only a few people get to get into this studio.
It does get really hot in here. Why does that happen?
I actually think because my apartment, which is the special mic studio, it faces... Does the sun set in the west?
Sure.
Okay, it faces wherever the sun sets. And especially at this time of day, even if there's no sun, like all the heat from the day is coming back and shining in.
Yes.
Like when the sun's actually out, it gets scorching in here. So... as a solution today, I actually was like, oh, maybe I'll just put the air conditioner on, which I've never thought of.
In the months and months, I've never noticed there was an air conditioner here. And if I noticed, I would have said something.
And if you can hear a light sound, that's just the air conditioning.
Letting out a long fart.
Yeah, just hiding
like
it.
50-minute fart.
50-minute fart. I just got to do one.
No, well, that is better. The heat issue also, there's like a nuclear... like power thing right next door to you, radiations.
Yeah, that's where I live, somewhere where there's a nuclear power plant. Sam?
Yes, Michael.
I've been reading Tom Felton, aka Draco Malfoy's book. He's put a book out.
Has he?
Yeah, a memoir. I don't know what it's called.
Not a fiction?
No, it's a memoir. It's something like Behind the Magic, Growing Up a Wizard. And it's an interesting read so far. I'm just getting to the point where they're doing table reads for the first Harry Potter. But one thing I love about Tom Felton is how kind of shamelessly he's just accepted that he will probably always be the Harry Potter guy. Because even in the book, I think maybe the editors of the book were like, hey, I know you want to talk about like your childhood before Harry Potter, but you kind of have to relate everything back to Harry Potter and so because I'm listening to the audiobooks and there's some like
there's someone whispering in the background.
No, but there's some crazy like stretches of like, oh, I used to love playing soccer in the backyard. I was destined for Quidditch.
No.
Mum took me to open a bank account. few years later I'd be at Gringotts, and it's just like it's just the most shoehorned HB references ever. My dad was a very tall man, not quite as big as Hagrid, but nearly. Just like the dumbest shoehorns ever.
When I was 5, I started school. Little did I know I'd be at another school called Hogwarts later on.
Yeah, exactly. So I've been really enjoying that. I just laugh every time he tries to make some just reaching reference or comparison or metaphor to Harry Potter. Like, I was cheeky, but I wasn't as cheeky as Draco Malfoy.
Draco Malfoy from where you know me from.
From Harry Potter. If you haven't seen it, it's of Harry Potter. Did you get a chance to listen to last week's episode with Jackie?
Yeah.
Obviously you did.
Yes,
yeah.
I did. Yes, I did.
And what did you think?
I am trying to remember, even though I did definitely listen to it.
It's a bit like that with this pod, isn't it?
It was Hagrid and the boys.
Hagrid, Harry and Neville's
sexy
adventure
for mates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of like, your parents were tortured, Neville.
Yeah. And Neville... But I did find one thing interesting, because in the last chapter, there was a lot of chat about Neville being a virgin, like you'll be a virgin your whole life.
Yeah.
But then what was he doing with Lavender Brown in the closets, playing 7 Minutes in Heaven?
That's right, a few chapters ago. We know he's not a virgin.
But maybe they were just doing hand stuff.
But didn't he say that in another chapter, I come here and have sex with Hermione all the time?
Yes.
But also, apparently Luna Lovegood called Harry and said, no, Neville I never showed Neville my boobs, which is such a shame for Neville.
He never saw Luna Lovegood's boobs.
Luna Love boobs.
Yeah, it wasn't quite there.
No.
Okay, so did anything happen, or was it just a
really?
weird...
It was certainly a detour.
Yeah.
But I guess we're back on the normal road now for the pod.
Yeah.
So we might as well get into it.
I'm still just thinking it's a fun little... I love that little camping trip that they go on
every year since the last book. So let's just get naked, go out into the open,
be with you. It's like that. There's a show like
Naked and Afraid. I'm sure that's what Harry and Neville were. But we pick up the action now, which might be another detour chapter. I really don't know what's a detour and what's a normal tour.
Great.
But
I feel like you said, did I listen to last week's chapter? I just said yes. I should have said, what I mean is yes, and it was great. And,
thanks, man.
It was really great.
Well, I assumed it was great.
And Jackie's very funny and a great reader of this book.
Can we say, if you're up to this episode, can we just take a moment to say, welcome to the pod. The podcast is starting to get much, much bigger, and so many people are listening for the first time. So if you've made it this far, first of all, sorry.
Okay, yeah. If you're listening the first time, I'm gonna start lifting now. Yeah. I'm gonna start lifting. Here we go.
But Sam, as always, did you want to say something? Sorry.
I don't know.
Okay, well, as always, we start by reading the title of the chapter. We're on chapter 27, and the title of chapter 27, Sam Garlepp, the guests on this week's show, is Read It Now with your best voice as of now. Go for it, Sam Garlepp, guest on the show this week. Read that chapter, because that's how we start the show.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba! Chapter 27, Winston's perspective. Literally.
Okay. So, what do you think this means?
I'm thinking maybe we are going to do this whole chapter, and the narrator's going to be gone, and it's going to be Winston's voice instead.
So it's Mr. Charger, is Winston Charger, of course. So I think you stumbled a bit on Winston's, but
I did.
The listeners would have seen the title of the pod anyway.
Guys,
so, I don't know why we make
some words are hard.
So this chapter is from Mr. Charger's perspective, and then in brackets it says literally. So yeah, I guess we're seeing it, because usually we see through the boy's eyes.
We usually see through. We see the story of the boys from the perspective of the narrator.
Yeah, that's true.
So, as I've seen the first word, or first two words, I should say, of the chapter are Winston Charger.
Okay, so it's still the narrator.
So it is actually not literally from his perspective. Because, so every...
All right, guys,
TikTok,
this is our normal 5 minutes dissecting the chapter title.
But, okay, basically 7 out of 10 TikToks or any kind of memes or posts now is like POV, you just past me on the street. Or,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
POV,
yeah.
POV,
Yeah,
whatever you want to say.
yeah.
Which is point of view.
POV. I say POV.
Yeah.
Point of view.
But often people are doing it and the point of view, it's not from the point of view of what they're saying.
Right. Explain.
I wasn't ready. No follow-up questions.
Okay.
No follow-up questions.
Well, just start the chapter.
Don't you think? Haven't you noticed when people are like...
I can't even think of an example of one. Like POV...
They're like, POV, I'm in the car.
Your
And it's like,
mum is telling you off.
yeah, but then they like... yeah.
All right, if you know what
But then
Sam is saying, send a camera emoji for POV.
POV, your mum is telling you off,
Yeah.
then you should be filming your mum.
Yes, because that's like from your eyes. That's your
but
POV.
often people like POV, your mum's telling you off, and they are like filming themselves being told
Selfie
off.
cam. Yeah,
which
okay,
doesn't...
that's not POV.
Yeah.
That's
POV, you're being told off by your mum.
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
I think...
POV selfie cam of me being told off
Yeah.
by my mum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think we got there.
And I think what people on TikTok want is someone else correcting them on. All right, we got 2 words in, and we're going to continue now.
Here we go.
Winston Charger couldn't believe what was happening. Not only did his favourite magical porn star, Fuckus Malacus...
So where even is Mr. Charger at this point? Was the last time we saw him he kidnapped Lachy and Gemini, but it was not Gemini,
Yeah.
and then disappeared with them, with the black-eyed peas?
yeah.
Okay.
And I think so.
Okay, cool.
And then now we are seeing... Because then what happened in the chapter that I read then?
Which one? I only have a working memory of one previous chapter of this
Because
book.
the last one I read also detoured... Like, it was 3 or 4 chapters ago when we saw him rush out of
Yeah, it was a
Hogwarts.
long time ago, and we thought that was going to be like...
I know. So
it's going to be all right,
finally getting back.
surely there's like 2
Yeah.
chapters left now. 5 chapters later, we haven't continued.
But the
that
boys
plot
decided
line.
to go on a weird fucking camping trip with Hagrid in the middle of it. While their friends are missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Not only
yeah.
did his favourite magical porn star, Fuckus Malacus.
So sorry. You know, porn stars often have like sexy names like, it's Sandy Boobage or
or
like
Dallas Steele.
Yeah, and like Baby Sucker. No, that's wrong.
Yeah, Sucker Onya.
Yeah,
Or-
like
Jeez, we're not good at this.
Lot of vaginas. That's from Austin
Yeah.
Powers, but stuff like that. But this porn star, just Fuckus Malacus.
Fuckus Malacus. Sounds like a spell.
It sounds like
In this
a
book?
spell, yeah.
So not only did his favourite magical porn star, Fuckus Malacus, just release a new reverse cowgirl video. Okay. But he had Lockie Lockhart and Gemini Jones in his hands, ready for the next steps and the next main plot line that will lead in heavily to the next book.
So that's funny because, you know, we've all had that situation when you're like, I'm about to win $1 million, but Fuckus Malacus just put out a reverse cowgirl. What do I focus on first?
Exactly. Everything's going to plan for Winston Charger.
Everything's coming up Charger.
He's like, sweet, I'll just do this plan.
Yeah.
It'll all go well. I'll go home, wank to Fuckus Malacus.
The reverse cowgirl.
Is Fuckus... I assumed Fuckus Malacus was a man.
Oh, okay. I would have thought it was a girl. Because if you're a man... Well, actually, we don't know Mr. Charger's sexuality.
Yeah, and you look.
So maybe he does
I
like
guess
a male.
it does seem like it should be in this context a woman, but the name Fuckus Malacus just came across to me as a woman's name.
As a woman's name?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
No, it didn't. I meant
As a man's name.
Maybe
As a
it, no, maybe it is a woman's name.
Okay.
I'm having a good start.
Let us know. Send a boy or girl emoji if you think Fuckus Malacus is
I
a more
guess
girl
the
name.
boy's porn name would be Fucko Malacco. I reckon.
Hey, it's me, Fucko Malacco. That sounds like an Italian guy.
I'm glad it's getting more sexualized in this book.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
We don't get enough of it.
Yeah.
Mike and I aren't wearing pants, by the way.
Yeah.
We probably should mention that at the top.
The air conditioner's still on, so it's getting up pretty chilly.
Oh, you came in chilly, obviously.
All right, let's read the book. This is chaos.
Okay. The next book is really good, actually. There's
This is the narrator.
Yeah, this is the narrator. The next book is really good, actually. There's a couple of other twists and that will be the book that really starts looking after the whole Lachy and Gemini subplot.
That will
What
be
the fuck?
So the third book will be finally after 2 whole books of constantly speculating.
They seem heavily involved in this book. Just explain it here. Okay. Seriously, that's a great storyline that kind of is a recurring thing throughout all the books. So don't expect it to be cleared up anytime soon.
Okay,
right.
So, wow. This whole time...
Oh, my God. We're waiting for this to be solved, and now...
The narrator's been teasing a big twist for the book.
Yes.
And I would have thought the big twist was going to be the explanation of Lachy and Gemini.
If the big twist is what we already predicted, which is the Black Eyed Peas being somehow involved...
Yeah, exactly. Well, we don't know what the big twist is, but... the narrator says, don't expect the Lachy and Gemini thing to be explained anytime soon, which is just annoying, I think.
What? Oh, okay, fine. My running theory is that you don't know. The
big twist.
You were writing it and you were like, I don't know how to do this yet. I'll save it from book.
I'm worried the big twist is going to be like there's like a hurricane, like a big twist, as in like a twister.
Yeah,
and it's like, see, I told you there was a big twist. That's in tone with this book.
I think it'll literally be Twister the game.
Yeah.
We do a big game of Twister at the end.
Okay.
I had something.
No, go.
This is just a thing I was thinking about when I was listening to the last one and this, and when you keep saying there's a twist, I was thinking about this the other day where people who spoil movies, which is firstly annoying, but unless it's been out for like 20 years.
Yeah.
But when people... I'm worse than spoiling it. It's people who pretend they haven't spoiled it. If someone says, I say, I'm going to... This happened with me and my friend. I said, I'm going to watch this movie later. They go, oh my God, yes, great movie. Like, massive twist. I'm like, at the end, I'm like, don't tell me there's a twist. They're like...
Because then you start coming up with it.
But they're like, I didn't tell you what the twist was.
Yeah. I didn't
tell you the twist. I'm like, but now I'm going to think about the whole time.
I was watching a movie with my dad and he's like, I wonder if you'll pick the twist in this.
And
then I was like, and then I just wrote down what I thought the twist was because I was like, well, now it's obvious because there's basically 3 characters in this movie that are main characters and 2 of them are against one, and then it turned out the one was actually in on it the whole time, and I picked it, and I was like, I wouldn't have picked it if Dad didn't tell me that there was a twist.
Yeah,
very annoying.
Like, because and also, like, Mike, we're above average intelligence, and there's stuff with the film and industry, and we can just pick these things.
We pick
out
these
the
things.
screenplay.
Yeah, exactly.
But I haven't picked anything right in this book.
All right, well, if anyone does pick the twist, send in your predictions. I will give you 100.
But I think you're doing the opposite. I think your narrator's doing the opposite here. We're saying there's a twist when there's not going to be one.
Yeah, exactly. Well, is that the twist? Is the twist that there's no twist?
If it is, I'm not coming back next season.
Okay, we've barely scratched the surface of this chapter, so let's regrettably go on.
The narrator said, "So don't expect to be cleared up anytime soon." Why did you just look at your watch? Are you only now just considering that this book isn't worth continuing reading with?
Continuing reading with?
I did say in the first chapter that it was a bad book, so I don't know. Maybe you should blame yourself.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Anyway.
The book did start with that disclaimer. This book is bad.
I am now remembering that, and I'm thinking that is my own fault. Anyway, if you do have the time to keep reading, then please keep reading. Big floppy dick. Just joking. Here's the book.
Okay.
Big floppy dick just in there. Okay.
Just a little extra.
Also, on another note, I know you've been calling me Stan this time, but we're friends now, Mike. You can please call me Johnny Big Dicks.
Johnny Big Dick. Hopefully,
that's what my friends all call me.
I love that there's so many passing teachers and people who have been mentioned, like Johnny Big Dicks. Fuckster Fungorius has been mentioned a couple of times.
Yeah.
Dylan Dilderoni popped up in one chapter.
R.I.P. No,
Dylan Dilderoni didn't die.
No, that's the Australian. What happened to them?
Who, Dylan Dilderoni?
Yeah.
I think he actually said, I might appear in another chapter later. So he might still show up.
I thought that was going to be a big thing. All right.
Did you think that was going to be a plot point?
I think so.
Dingut School of Hocus Pockery.
Yeah, there's an Australian school.
Yeah, of course there is.
Okay. Here's the book. After he finished masturbating while watching Fuckus Malacus' new reverse cowgirl video, he returned to the Chamber of Secrets, where Lachy and Gemini were both tied up with blindfolds and gags to stop them screaming.
So they are in the Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah, and here was I thinking Mr. Charger would do his plan, then go masturbate. No.
It's like,
He's done that.
You got to go rob a bank, and it's like, well, we got all these hostages
The new
here.
porn's
Let's
out.
go masturbate, and then we'll sort this out.
Fair enough. Okay, the boys were screaming. What are the point of the gags? You could hear Lachy muffling through his gag. We're in the Chamber of Secrets. No one could possibly hear us scream anyway.
Wow, amazing it's ended up in the Chamber of Secrets after all that Team Wizard tournament shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Okay. Mr. Charger used a Cruciatus curse on Lachy to shut him the fuck.
Shut him the fuck.
Just shut him the fuck. Quiet, Lockhart. You'll know exactly what's going on soon enough. I don't like using the torture curse on you, but it's character building. Remember, when it comes to you and Gemini, we're on your side.
Interesting, but it won't be explained, so let's not dwell on it.
Okay. Lachy was crying, but Gemini was surprisingly quiet, almost in a trance or a daze of some sort. On the floor of the Chamber of Secrets was the body of the dead basilisk from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, an old adventure of Winston's main adversary. And
I always try to think of like the Star Wars analogy for things like that. Like,
yeah.
Down on Tatooine there was a pod racer, an old adventure of Darth Vader's.
which in one of them they do go back to that.
They go, Tatooine's one of the main planets. They go back a lot to Tatooine.
But I'm not sure if it's in one of the newer movies. Someone flies through that bit where they do the pod race, and there's like the broken, because when in the pod race in episode 1, and Anakin like crashes through a barrier and flies. They're in one of the later Star Wars movies.
Cool attention to detail.
And there's a little broken barrier.
I like that.
That is not that interesting.
All the girls listening just turned off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're back, guys.
We're back. We're back, ladies. Okay. So the Chamber of an old adventure of Winston's main adversary and 2 sleeping bags that were inexplicable.
And is that because wasn't there like a chapter where Dimmy and the expelled isn't the expelled house in the Chamber of Secrets? Because weren't they sleeping in the Chamber of Secrets? And Dimmy was like, have you had head?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, geez, here's attention to detail.
So that's what the sleeping bags are there for, I assume.
That's amazing.
And no one's figured this out.
Oh, maybe they're in there. Anyway.
Possibly.
Just quietly. Lachy looked up as he heard loud, echoey footstepping into the Chamber of Secrets. Oh, fuck. Sorry, the sentence was hard.
Go
Lachy looked up as he heard loud, echoey footstepping into the chamber, loudly and echoey. That's good stuff. He was stunned at the sight he saw.
Oh.
Okay. As the footsteps became closer, Lachy gazed his eyes on a man he had never seen before. But as soon as he saw him, he knew exactly who he was.
Oh.
That's a very interesting sentence.
Is it? How come?
Because, he's never seen him, but he knows exactly who he is. I'm intrigued.
Okay, let's see who it is. If we find out who
For once, I'm very keen to read on.
For once, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
No, I would say I'm always intrigued by the book, but I'm always disappointed by the intrigue. That's my analysis. Harry Potter and the Boys will be right back. Excuse this interruption, teachers and students. If you like this podcast and you like listening to me on this podcast, then you might also like my podcast, 20th Century Boy. 20th Century Boy is the conversations you wish you were having. The hottest takes on the hottest pop culture. And the misadventures of me, Radio Mike, a writer and producer from Melbourne. It's out every Thursday and we were even featured in the Wall Street Journal podcast. We've talked everything from Ed Sheeran's latest collaboration to a huge discovery about the Black Eyed Peas, the Grand Theft Auto 6 online leak, as well as Hollywood's obsession with prequels. Plus, I tried to get get Frankie Muniz on the show, and it nearly worked. Oh, and one more. I'm currently being cancelled online because I was fine with the Rolling Stone calling Harry Styles the new king of pop over Michael Jackson, who is a pedophile. And that's kind of why I've been cancelled online. Death threats and all. If you want to know where all this commotion started, head to 20th Century Boy, wherever you podcast. And if you're listening to Harry Potter and the Boys on Spotify, please give us a 5-star review right now. Do it. Do it. The ad's not ending until you do it. I'm just going to keep the ad going. Okay, the ad's over. But anyway, please just do it anyway. Back to the show.
His tall, lanky dimensions stood out like a sore thumb. He also seemed to have a sore thumb that also, ironically, stood out like a sore thumb because there was a big Band-Aid on it. So I want to go back to ironically, because you did spell it Ironycly.
Ironically.
Ironically. So he stuck out like a sore thumb, and he also had a Band-Aid on his big thumb.
I love that. He stuck out, his lanky dimensions stood out like a sore thumb. He also seemed to have a sore thumb. And do you know who it is?
No.
Let's keep reading.
I probably should.
If you know who it is right now,
you're smarter than me.
You know what emoji to send. That's the clue.
Oh,
you'll know what emoji to send.
Okay. That's not relevant to the story, though. His pale, white face appeared almost like makeup. Oh, he breathed through his mouth and sneezed a number of times. A perpetual cold that made his nose appear bright red, and crimson orange hair stuck up on the sides.
Isn't crimson orange a bit of a oxymoron? Because crimson means red.
Yeah.
And orange is a different colour. He had green, purple hair.
Greeny, purpley hair. Okay.
Do you know who it is?
Yeah, I do now.
All right, well, let's keep reading.
So crimson orange hair that stuck up on the sides. Kind of like Krusty, but with orange instead of green. But when I picture this character, I kind of picture Krusty, but lankier, taller, and skinnier, and probably uglier. But I can't really tell because Krusty is a fictional character.
Of course, we're talking about Krusty the Clown from The Simpsons to all the young people listening.
And I like when they say Krusty's a fictional character, but every character in here is fictional to us.
That's true. But not to the characters.
Yeah.
To the characters, they're the reality.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He seems to do well with the ladies, though. Which is probably what you meant. How do they know? Anyway.
How do we know Krusty does well with the ladies?
His feet were enormous, covered by equally large shoes that flopped at the ends, and he wore baggy overalls to solidify his appearance. But mostly, he looked sad. Sad like a clown. Oh! Sad like a clown. Clowns aren't meant to be sad.
It's clownish Kim Jerry.
It must be clownish Kim Jerry. And it is, and we're going to read on. Kim, said Mr. Charger brightly, walking up to the man and hugging him. We are so close now. So close to the reunitement.
Oh, no.
The Reunitement Committee. The Voldemort Reunitement Committee.
And I think this is the first time we've seen clownish Kim Jerry in the flesh.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Maybe this is the big twist. Maybe this is what I thought a twist was. Yeah. You get to see this character we've been describing the whole book.
You think a twist is just a resolution of the story?
Not even a resolution, just this character looks as he was described.
Just as advertised, he appears.
What a twist.
Lachy was horrified. Standing before him, next to the only other person he feared most, was clownish Kim Jerry.
Amazing moments here.
Wow.
This is huge.
I wonder what Kim's voice sounds like.
Well, does it sound like Krusty?
Or does it sound like the clown from...
It.
I was going to say Billy Madison.
Oh, what's that?
Hey, kids, it's me.
Nah.
I bet you thought that I was dead.
No, I don't think so.
Nah.
I think it's more like... I think it's he's an evil clown. So you want to go evil.
Good.
I like that. What you just did was
Kim.
good.
It's been years of planning this. Frankly, I'm sick of hiding in plain sight. Couldn't you have done it faster, you bantam oaf? They've been right under your fingertips for 2 years now.
Bantam.
Bantam? What does that mean? What does bantam?
Isn't bantam like a featherweight, bantamweight, heavyweight in boxing? Isn't that what
it must be?
Well, what's a bantam? I'm going to Google it.
Okay, Google that.
What is a bantam? Define bantam. A chicken of a small breed, the cock of which is noted for its aggression.
Oh my God!
Now, when they say
aggressive
cock, they mean the male chicken, not the penis. Guys, get your head down the gutter. It's not that kind of show. We don't talk about that stuff.
You bantam oaf.
Bantam oaf.
But Kim, you don't understand, said Mr. Charger, whimpering. These boys, there's something about them.
Whimpering.
There's something about them. Or something that defies all logic, all magic, everything. Almost as though, no matter how easy it might be to kill them, you simply can't kill them. Although, almost as though this is some kind of book. Some kind of book that I am the laughable, oafish antagonist of. And no matter how close I get to killing the boys, I can't do it. Because the author or narrator simply won't allow it. Even kidnapping these two boys here to help our plan, it literally took this long. Every time I got close, some dumb filler chapter would happen where Hagrid would say some nonsense words like Jordan Borden and the parallax, which literally made no sense. What's a parallax?
Oh, on a few chapters ago when Zach filled in for you, Hagrid would just go, the parallax. We just didn't know what it was. So I don't know what the parallax is.
And when those chapters would happen, I would just do nothing. Just every character is just like off in their room like, God, when's this thing going to be over? And stuff. That is so funny. What are the villains always doing at the time? I couldn't advance the action or the story at all. I simply had to wait.
I have a lot that I want to say about this little soliloquy.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Mr. Charger, first and foremost, he's having a Truman Show moment. He's
Okay.
Have you seen the Truman Show?
Yeah.
Like,
He's
halfway through the Truman Show, Truman begins to realize that he's in a TV show.
Fantastic movie.
And everyone gaslights him.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I actually wonder if this is a bit like, I don't think it's this, but could you read into this that the author is trying to send up Harry Potter by saying they could have killed Harry in so many ways, so many times, but it just never happened, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because he's saying, no, I can't kill them. No matter how easy it is, I just can't kill them.
What about when he has Harry in the graveyard?
Yeah. Just use Avada Kedavra, mate. Stop stalling.
What? And don't do the whole... Whenever they have a battle and it's like so obvious, like, all right, and now we're about to battle and I'm going to get my one and you can get yours out.
And we bow.
And we bow. And which, like, really, Harry should have come through the portkey and he should have been like, Avada Kedavra. Before Harry even
all right,
goes
guys, let's keep going with the plan.
All right. Anyway.
The other thing I want to say is, in the previous chapter, and this is where we start thinking that the narrator is not reliable, because in the previous chapter, I believe the narrator says that even if the characters aren't on screen or aren't in the book, they're still doing stuff at that time, because he was saying how Hagrid was having sex with Maxine, who was now with a guy called Johnny Big. So this goes contrary to that, and it also suggests that Mr. Charger is aware of what's happening in the book when he's not there.
Oh, yeah.
So he's privy to information. Like, the thing about Harry Potter was, Voldemort didn't know what Harry was doing, and Harry didn't know what Voldemort is doing. But in this, it seems like Mr. Charger is reading the book and knows what's happening.
He's just got a copy in his office.
Oh, that's going to happen. Interesting.
Although Harry and Voldemort at points did know what each other were doing.
Could be a plot point.
With the power of the scar.
You never know.
They both have books that they read and write in.
All right, well, let's continue.
So, Mr. Charger, he simply had to wait. Now, how did I want to do that voice? You daft euphonium.
A euphonium is a saxophone, isn't it?
No, it's like a small tuba.
Okay, so it's a brass instrument.
Yeah.
You crazy trombone. That's basically what he's saying.
You daft euphonium. This isn't no book. This here is real life. And I'm glad you didn't kill them. These two deserve to know the truth. They must yearn for bigger and or better things, Kim replied.
And or better. So it can be smaller and better, bigger and worse, or bigger and better. It just can't be smaller and worse.
You daft euphonium I'm still laughing at. This is niche instrument. Okay, this is all in capitals here. Please don't hurt us. We're innocent. Okay. Well, I admit I did a poo in the Hufflepuff common room once, but everyone was. Nobody likes Hufflepuffs. Anyone would do a poo in their common room if they could get away with it. But aside from that, I'm innocent. Okay. I watched the new Fuckus Malacca's Revert Cowboy video this morning and debated, but who wouldn't? Have you seen how big her vagina is? Lachy pleased.
All right, I watched it.
All right, I watched
coming
it.
clean.
All right, I did it. I watched it, but that's not.
Who could resist? Have you seen a vagina?
It's so big, and as we know, the bigger genitalia in all forms, the better.
Yeah. Big vagina beats small vagina. Big
Yeah.
dick beats small dick. We all know that.
I'm gonna dive into that thing like the magic school bus.
Like a tunnel.
Okay. Quiet, Kim Jiri said aggressively. Firstly, I was a Hufflepuff. Secondly, you needn't worry, for we have no intentions of hurting you. In fact, just the opposite. Your friends, on the other hand, we can't be so sure of.
Ooh, ominous. So there's something to do with Lachy and Gemini.
They're not.
Yeah, what's
Okay.
maybe Mr. Charger's their dad.
Maybe Really?
Well, I don't know. Why else would he not want to hurt them? And they both, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know.
Okay. Then what do you want? Said Lachy, looking over and realising Gemini had completely passed out. Okay. Well, that's a natural reaction. All in time, said Kim Jiri. Let's just say you two don't belong here at Hogwarts. But the truth, you will be told soon enough. Sorry,
But the truth you will be told soon.
couldn't have said it better myself.
Oh, God.
Okay. You see, Lachy.
I think this is Mr. Charger.
You see, yeah. You see, Lachy, you may not know this, but standing here, right next to me, is an old friend of mine, one of the darkest wizards Hogwarts has ever seen. Many around these parts fear him. His name, Clowny... Mr. Charger began, but Lachy interrupted him. Clownish Kim Jiri, I know, said Lachy.
The whole time, Mr. Charger has been like, oh, no one knows
No
about
one
him.
knows. Clownish Kim... We know, it's Clownish
We
Kim...
know we've been talking about him the whole fucking
Yeah.
book, mate.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Wait, what? Said Miss Charger. How did you know? I mean, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? Wait, how did you even find out about Clownish Kim Jiri? Said Mr. Charger, as both men looked confused. Yes, you caustic?
Yeah, caustic. I
Yes,
guess.
you caustic cassowary. How did you find out my name was Clownish Kim Jiri? Said Clownish Kim Jiri. You caustic cassowary.
Well, a cassowary is a flightless bird
Yes.
in the emu family. What is caustic?
Don't know.
Oh, okay. Do you want to know?
Yeah, well...
Able to burn or corrode or organic tissue by chemical action, or sarcastic in a scathing and bitter way.
Oh.
So maybe
probably
it was
the-
caustic.
Yeah, okay.
So how do you know my name was Clownish Kim
He
Jiri?
was mentioned way earlier in the book in one of the first few chapters. It was obvious he was the main villain of the book, and he looks exactly like a clown. Also, the narrator's been mentioning him for the whole book, and there was also a whole chapter about him a few chapters ago. Honestly, I'm surprised you didn't know we knew. Do you even pay attention to the book? We also read your diary and know you went to school together and are trying to bring Voldemort back. And you asked out Hermione, and she said... No. Lachy was interrupted, this time by Mr. Charger. No need to continue. No need. Mr. Charger said.
That's where he draws the line.
Reveal our evil plans by all means.
But don't tell my friends about
But I was
rejected.
rejected. Yeah.
So he doesn't want Lachy to reveal, and that was a that was a chapter we read, the Secret Diary.
No. Anyway, that's very funny.
On the front cover of the podcast for Team Wizard Tournament, Mr. Charger is holding the Secret Diary as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a little tidbit. Dave Ferrier does that art.
Dave Ferrier, yeah, I know him.
He's cool.
Yeah, and he's cool. Here we go. No need, as Mr. Charger said. Lachy Gemini, you boys are different. Another man began walking into the chamber. He was tall, large, and covered head to toe in body hair.
Oh.
He was the hairiest man that Lachy had ever seen in his life, but Lachy instantly recognised him. Okay. You, said Lachy, you're the hairy man. You're from my dreams in the first book. You appeared in my dreams. Who are you?
Do you remember that? No. Does anyone remember that? In the first book, Lachy was having those dreams and the hairy man would appear with Mr. Charger.
Wow, this is a real deep cut.
It's a deep cut for the long time fans.
Is it going to be, who is that other person? Vladek? Or do we meet them already?
We didn't meet Vladek, so we don't know. But this is, wow, okay.
Okay. The hairy man began beaming at Lachy, devilishly, but gleefully.
What's that like?
And no one who's listening to this as a podcast
can see what we're doing.
But just know we nailed it.
We nailed it.
We absolutely nailed that.
the look.
Wow. Okay. But then Lachy realised he wasn't really there, as Mr. Charger walked straight through him, and a cloud of what appeared to be fart gas discombobulated and reformed into the shape of this man, almost as though he was a ghost. One part of the discombobulated I don't think applies there.
Isn't that a computer term?
But I thought it was about being, it's almost like confusing.
Oh, okay, right.
Well, maybe not.
I've acted as if it's like dismantled or disappeared.
No, look, maybe it does. Also, the twist of like almost as if they were a ghost. Like there are ghosts in this book.
Yeah.
So that's not massive.
It's not quite a twist if he is a ghost, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Okay.
Where are we at? What?
Sorry, I just gasped at what I read.
Okay, give it to the listeners.
It's them, said Vladek.
This is Vladek.
I just predicted something. I predicted Vladek being there.
And Vladek was like first mentioned in the first book towards the end, or like in the first chapter or something.
Oh my God.
So we finally meet Vladek.
Okay,
it's been planted.
But is that him that's in the... oh, God.
I guess so, because it must be.
Ah, Vladek, said Mr. Charger. How fantastic you can be here. How fantastic that through the dark farts you can be here in fart spirit.
Oh, so he's not a ghost. He's a fart spirit, which is so curiously close to force spirit or a force ghost in Star Wars, where they come back through the force. He's come back through the farts.
Sorry, all the women that just tuned back in have now put their AirPod back out and...
I do love how we have noticed on the analytics there is a growing audience of women aged 18 to 34 who like this, and I like to think that they like it because it's cheeky. They turn a blind eye. They turn a blind eye to some of the fart humor, but they just like cheeky young Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's that. I think that's it.
Maybe.
I don't know. Have to do some analysis.
And, but if you're not a woman between 18 and 34, you're also welcome.
Oh, yeah, 100% welcome.
Because I'm not that.
I'm not that either. But I'm just saying there's a large intake, which is great. Spread it around, girls. Pop it in the group chat.
Maybe the thing about signing boobs is getting out there. Mike has said he will sign.
Apparently he signs your boobs.
This guy signs boobs.
You listen to the pod.
I'm going to listen. I guess people are going to do their due diligence. They're like, look, I'm going to listen to around 50 to 60, 70 hours of this guy speaking, and then I'll decide whether he's good enough. Okay. Ah, Vladek, said Mr. Charger. How fantastic that through the dark farts you can be here in fart spirit. You see, boys, the dark farts are all powerful. Currently, Vladek is locked far away in Kazkaban prison.
Ooh.
But through the dark farts, for a short time each week, he can use fart spirit to appear as a fart-based apparition anywhere he pleases, as long as he's been there before.
Kazkaban has been mentioned a bit.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Vladek's in there, but he's using fart spirit.
Okay. The fart spirit of Vladek was clearly trying very hard to use this magic, as the fart cloud that created his shape was becoming fuzzy and less defined. Don't forget me, said the familiar voice of Boris Mailman.
They're all back.
The boys are all
The
here.
boys are back. The reunitement committee.
Insert, the boys are back in town. The boys are back in town.
Bow, bow.
The boys are back in town.
Surprised the narrator didn't put that in.
Can you believe it? All these years later, and the four of us reunited at last. The four did a group hug and compared dicks.
Sorry. Never have I because sometimes we're at the age now where you might catch up with a group of friends that you haven't seen in 10 years. You're like, look, this is awesome.
Yeah,
Never
the first thing you do.
Never thought, all right, guys, whip them out. Let's see who's got the biggest.
Come on, how they been going down there?
I've never compared dicks with anyone.
No, I don't think I have either.
Yeah. If you have, that's cool though.
Yeah, it's cool.
These guys do.
It's cool to compare dicks.
Yeah.
Nah, that is. I mean, why wouldn't you do that?
Why would you?
I'm thinking my school reunion. Whenever that next one comes around, I'm just gonna say, hey boys,
let's get them out.
Flop them out.
See what we're
for old
working
time's
with.
sake.
Yeah. Who knows when they might get chopped off? So.
Yeah. So the four and compared dicks. Four men: Winston Charger, Kim Jiri, Boris Mailman, and Vladek. Hang on, what's Vladek's surname? Slobodamovich, said Mr. Charger to the narrator.
Sorry, guys, I don't have my notes.
And Vladek, hang on, what's Vladek's surname? Slobodamovich. Oh, yeah.
Slobodamovich.
He's got to be Croatian.
Yeah, possibly.
Vladek. Anyway. So, four men, Winston Charger.
So the narrator starts a sentence and then goes, sorry, what's his surname? Slobodamovich. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then
he picks it up
picks
again
it up.
like it's a line in a script.
It's like I've been doing. Four men, Winston Charger, Kim Jiri, Boris Mailman, and Vladek Slobodamovich were together for the first time since they were all friends at Hogwarts.
Ooh, this is a great backstory.
This is really good.
Like the Marauders, but evil.
Yeah.
I like that.
The anti-marauders. They're the marauders. Their distance was not by choice. No, their stories were more complex with that. But that will be addressed in a future book, like everything.
Yeah. Oh, when are we going to find out about this? Future book.
I've never been happier in my life. I finally reunite. No, that's not going to be the accent for Vladek, but I tried.
Well, I think it says he's speaking in broken English.
Oh.
So maybe he is Croatian.
I've never been happier in my life.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I can do that.
I'm fine with that.
I finally reunite, said Vladek, and in some kind of broken English that suggested he spoke another language. A tear rolled down his eyes, and he may or may not have had a stiffy.
Wow.
So,
Which just like, it's not even worth unpacking anymore because that just happens every chapter. This character may or may not have had a stiffy at this point.
I know, and the author's trying really hard here because you want to be doing stuff like, I don't know, whatever these visual techniques are called of like a tear rolled down their cheek would be right. But you've written a tear rolled down their eye.
I didn't even notice that.
Okay. Don't get too excited yet, Vladek. You're not really here, you know. We still need to get you out of that fucking hellhole of a shithouse Kazkaban prison, said Boris Mailman.
Oh, well.
There's
Right.
fucking hellhole of a shithouse. All right, mate. Just leave a review.
I'd be so offended if someone described my establishment as a fucking hellhole of a shithouse.
Imagine your sorry, I nearly dropped Mike's laptop.
That's all right.
You run Kazkaban prison.
Yeah.
And there you
it's
are.
A little experiment, your business.
And you're like, oh, I'll just go onto TripAdvisor. And then you're like, oh, man.
Stayed here for 10 years. Fucking hellhole of a shithouse.
Fucking hellhole of a shithouse. Come on. I'm sure the next book will be all about Kazkaban. It will probably be called Harry Potter and the... Quiet, said the narrator.
Don't tell them the name of the next book.
So there is another book.
And you think there's characters in Order of the Phoenix talking about the Half-Blood Prince? That would ruin everything.
No, you idiots.
So does that mean it's called Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Kazkaban? Is that what it's getting?
Yeah, probably. No, but it's probably like the Poozner of Kaz Gaban.
The Jizna.
The Jizna, but it can't be because it starts with P. But
Yeah, the Pajizna.
Pajizna. Yeah, that's not bad. Quiet to the narrator. So, who's speaking here? Okay. Boris Vladek, it's nearly time. Potter will come. Potter will come. He always has to be the hero. Then we kill him. Take the boys and begin the next steps of the Voldemort Reunitement Committee. Weasley is dead, so there's no chance of being thwarted by the uniting friendship charm. After tonight, Voldemort will return once again. Bigger, faster, and stronger than ever before.
We've heard that a few times, haven't we?
I love that.
And as I said, oh yeah, you go.
Him just running side to side.
Doing laps. And I think, again, that is a reference to the DK rap from the game Donkey Kong 64.
Wow, yeah.
Where he goes, he's big. I'll put it in anyway.
He's bigger, faster, and stronger too. He's the first member of the DK crew.
But yeah.
I have a kind of funny story about Kanye West that kind of relates to that.
Yeah, go.
It's a real life Kanye. It's a very much of a tangent.
Yeah.
My girlfriend used to babysit for someone who was
I
like
thought you were going to say for Kanye
no,
West.
well, not really, but for an artist who randomly Kanye found her Instagram and was like, I want that artist to do something for Kim's birthday party.
Wow.
Then, and this artist didn't even have Instagram. Like, oh no, she had Instagram, obviously, but she knew nothing about it.
Wow.
Got flown over there, including Mel, my girlfriend, to babysit her kid while she was off with Kanye.
Wow.
There's lots more to this story. But
Why did this how did you trigger it?
Being faster, because Kanye West one morning.
I thought it was just because he had a song Harder, Better.
Yeah, it is a bit about that.
Right.
But then one morning was just like, this is just someone who's like, he's got this artist over, this Australian artist over to like decorate Kim's birthday party. Anyway, one day he's like, we're going on the helicopter tomorrow.
And can I just pause? The ladies listening to the pod are suddenly like, yes.
Yeah.
Back
Kanye and Kim.
Back in.
He was like, we're going in the helicopter tomorrow morning. So my girlfriend didn't get to go, but this artist, the person who's babysitting for.
Name the artist. Give her a pod.
Kathy someone. I don't even know. I have no idea. I don't even know. Her name's Kathy.
Cool.
Anyway, they got up really early. They went like 45 minutes in a helicopter to a random canyon.
Canyon West.
I'm not sure. Not sure if it was the Grand Canyon, but they flew to a canyon, and then they all got out, like his team and Kanye, whatever, and they all stood there, freezing cold in the middle of the morning, and he just ran around the canyon. He just ran back and forth.
No.
I'm not fucking joking. He just ran and ran, like just being his free self.
Why did she have to be there?
I don't know. I don't know. And she doesn't know. He just ran side to side around this round canyon, middle of nowhere. Then they got back in the helicopter. And on the way back, he was like, sketch, draw something. And no, not that. And she's in a helicopter drawing stuff. He's like, no, not that. Draw something else.
This is psychotic. I mean, as news of late is, there's lots
anyway, so that's just a story about he flew about 10 people somewhere to watch him run around a canyon.
Amazing.
And I just wanted to tell that story out loud.
I like that. I'm glad you told us that.
Anyway, back to the book.
Yeah, back to the book.
So after tonight, Voldemort returned once again, bigger, faster, stronger than ever before. Like, seriously, he could run 100 meters in like 10 seconds, said Mr. Charge.
Said Mr. Charge.
He's lost his R. Okay. Sorry about that random story about Kanye West.
That's all right. It was good. I liked it.
Boris, Kim, Vladek, and Winston all began laughing evilly, like an evil laugh you would see in a kid's TV show. So, like,
the Dr. Evil from Austin Powers would be good, I reckon.
And then Lachy joined in because everyone else was doing it. But they all were like, you can't evil laugh with us. So Lachy stopped.
You're being held hostage by 4 criminals, and then you're just like, more. Why are you laughing? Everyone else is doing it. You can't evil laugh with us, mate. You're a hostage. Sorry, guys.
It's like, no, only Miami dance. Yeah. I actually forgot how ugly you were, said Boris to clownish Kim Jiri, who frowned.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah. Now, All of us must go. Once we lure Potter in, we can return. Everyone to your battle stations. You all know exactly what needs to be done, said Mr. Charger.
Wow.
Okay. Winston, Boris, Kim, and Vladek instantly disappeared at the sound of a large fart. As green fart clouds darted out of the Chamber of Secrets and some kind of strange apparition that we will called farteration. So it fucked up. The words were fucked up there in the actual text, but a strange apparition that we will call farteration.
Wow.
Wow.
What a chappy that was.
Oh my lord.
And you know, you get excited. You start getting excited. We've seen Kim Jiri. Vladek is here. And we've got 4 villains now. You know, we've got Winston, we've got Kim, we've got Vladek, and we've got Boris. And wow. Wow, oh, wow.
An actual plan is kind of coming to fruition. I like it. We've introduced some more dark fart magic, the dark farts.
Farteration and fart clouds. Fart ghosts.
Yeah, which is like not that crazy.
I guess so. Fall in the grand scheme of the book, sure, yeah.
But I guess it's funny that it would smell.
Yeah, it would be a stinky thing. But I think that's the thing with the dark farts is like you've got to use it and you've got to just get used to the fact that it smells like a fart.
And in the
be mature, guys.
In the movies, the Death Eaters all when they like kind of apparated but kind of didn't. They would go in a mist. It'd be a dark mist.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like that. Where they
Seems to be parallels between the dark farts and the dark arts, but we might.
I wonder if they're going to
know.
be fart eaters. That's pretty funny.
Fart eaters. I'm almost positive it will be. Thank you for coming back, Sam.
No
we'll
stress.
Jump on again.
Really great to be on the pod as always. But I also love hearing other voices on it. So
yeah.
If you want to be on it, no.
If you want to be on the show, send a donation.
If you want to kick me off,
send a $1,000 donation to paypal.me/itsradiomike. No, but patreon.com/radiomike. Thanks to everyone who's jumped on for the $1 tier and just chuck us $1 every month. We split that 50-50, so Sam takes 50 cents, I take 50 cents. Goes a long way.
That's the first time I've ever heard of it. I've never seen a cent.
Get in touch with the show, radiomikepod@gmail.com, radio.mike on Instagram, tweet about the show, It's Radio Mike. Follow us on Instagram, HPATB Pod, on Twitter, on TikTok and Instagram. More clips are coming and more content, Harry Potter related content is being planned for those channels as well. So thank you so much, guys. I think that's pretty much it for this week. I'm looking forward to the next chappy.
Yeah, sorry, Sam left 5 minutes ago.
Goodbye, Amoris.
Adios.
Oh, fucking hell, that was funny. Hello, everyone. This is Alan Rickman, who played Severus Snape in the Harry Potter films. And I just wanted to say that I love Radio Mike's podcast, Harry Potter and the Boys. Support him on Patreon, patreon.com/Radio Mike, so he can keep making the podcast each week. And check out his other podcast, 20th Century Boy, where he talks about all kinds of fun topics. We'd love for you to also rate this podcast on Spotify and on the Apple Podcast app, and leave a written review if you can. I hope I appear in one of these books soon. Goodbye. This podcast was a Radio Mike original production. Head to radiomike.com.au to check out all our other content, stay up to date at radio.mike on Instagram, and get in touch, radiomikepod@gmail.com.